Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to part 1 of this Fusion for Bloody Beginners series. My name is Tobias Reimer and I am happy to be your host for the next 20 minutes. Okay, maybe you have seen one of my Fusion Minis videos already, or some other random Fusion videos on YouTube or somewhere else. There are tons of cool videos about Fusion out there. And maybe you thought, well, that all looks pretty cool, but I needed a little more basic right now. And therefore, I am recording this video. So let's jump right to the start, which is the blackmagicdesign.com website. Link is in the description, of course. Click on download and download your Fusion version, or scroll down to the very bottom all the way, and here you will find a little list of the right now available Fusion versions. Fusion 7, the latest stable version, in a free and the studio version. That simply comes around with much more options, such like direct avid support, stereoscopic functions, stuff like that. And to find out more, you can always click on compare up here to dive a little deeper into that topic. I won't do that right now. Okay, I am recording this video with the Fusion 8 Beta, the free version. It runs on my Windows and on my Apple computer pretty well. And all the Linux guys, you have to wait a few more days. Or wait, I recorded this video first in German and this is the translation, and I think the Fusion 8 Studio Beta is out now. But hey, I bet you're smart enough to find out for yourself. Good. Once you open Fusion, you can see these 1, 2, 3, 4 windows, a timeline down here, some cryptic buttons, and at the very top, this very typical file, edit, view, help menu. Program specific for Fusion would be the tools right here, which we will talk about in just a couple of minutes. And yes, all the rest up here is just simple new, open, close stuff you already know if you have ever used a computer. Directly beneath those functions are some, in my opinion, very, very useful layout switching buttons. Because, you know, if you do not work with 2 or 3 monitors, you might need to change the style of your monitor layout quite often, and those buttons make it really quick to do that. Of course, you can always drag around the edges of the frames to get new layouts, and you can save those layouts if you really like your work there, and your best friend can load it in his Fusion version and reset the layout if he thinks, what? Okay. That is that. Moving on, this is the flow. Probably the area where you will spend most of your time using Fusion. In the upper right corner of this flow, you can switch tabs to console, timeline, comment section, whatever. But for right now, we just leave it as it is. Good. If you watched this far, I am pretty sure you already know that Fusion is a node-based compositing system, meaning you are working with nodes instead of layers like you do for your After Effects compositions, for example. If you don't like to call them nodes, just say tools, because that's exactly what they are, and even Fusion is calling them tools. And via this tools drop-down menu, they are all accessible, sorted by category. Yes, just take your time, look around, see what Fusion has got to offer. The first node that we need now is called Loader, and you can find it here under I/O. Once I click on it, the browser window pops up and hides my node. Here it is. Good, but I cancel this operation and I delete the node by clicking on delete or the backspace key. Boom, it's gone. And a right click here in the flow area opens the same tools menu that we have just seen. I could easily load the loader from here, or third method to open a node is this toolbar here. And LD, for example, is the shortcut for loader. Easy, right? This toolbar, by the way, is a little bit longer by default. I customized mine already. That can be done by right-clicking somewhere in this area. This dialog box opens, and here you can yes, customize your toolbar. I won't show you that right now, but if you're interested, I already did a Fusion Mini on that. Link is in the description. Okay, the fourth and my favorite way to open a new node, Shift Spacebar. There you have all your nodes, but this time not sorted by category, this time it's sorted by alphabet. I could scroll down to the L for loader, or simply type in LD for loader, or if I do not know the shortcut, loader will do the job too. Once again, my Explorer shows up and I can choose the file I want to work on right now. By the way, if you are very new to Fusion and you just downloaded the latest version, this window here is not the window that you see right now. Don't panic, everything is okay. What you are seeing there is Fusion's own file browser. It was there in later, earlier Fusion versions. Now it's re-implemented. A good thing in my opinion. Alright, let's open a clip. Which one? This. Once the clip is loaded, the name loader changes into the name of the actual clip. If that is not right and you want to rename it, press F2 and you can do that. And here on the right side of the screen you can now see the tool settings for this loader node. Here, for example, you can browse to another video clip, but I don't think that's really necessary right now. The length of this video clip, yes, informations about this clip, but why can't we see anything? Well, that is because you have to tell Fusion first where you want to show the node. Just left click and drag the node into the image view window and let go. Boom, there is your clip. This white dot now indicates in which image view monitor you are displaying this particular node. We have two dots, the second is for the second image view. If you need more than two, just open a third, maybe in full screen for a second monitor or something like that. And now that we have three monitors to work with, we also have three dots here on the node. Two are enough for right now. Close this. Okay, maybe you do not like to drag around things and work with your mouse all the time. You would like to use your keyboard. Well, then hit 2 for the second one, for the first monitor, and so on. Now let's compare this thumbnail with this image view window number 1, and you can clearly see that this is not fitting correctly. Well, a simple click on fix, fit will fix this problem. Okay. We were just talking about this tool settings section. This section typically displays only one node at a time. Right now that's the loader node because it's the only node in my flow. But once I add a second node with my loader node selected, those two will then automatically be connected, and I choose this CC color corrector node, and the tool settings change into the settings of the now selected node, this yellow highlighted color corrector node, of course. Cool, here are the tool settings for the color corrector node. But what if you do have to check something in the loader node again? Just click on it, that node will be yellow highlighted then, and so on and so forth. You can also pin a node if you need it to be displayed while you are working on a second node. Just click on pin up there, and now I can select my color corrector node, and scrolling up, here is the loader node. Cool, neat little function. And of course, once you do not need it anymore, just click on pin again and move on. Right next to the pin button, you will find this pass through button in every node that essentially is turning your nodes on and off. And now I am placing this color corrector node in my second image view window and make it fit. Now we have that on the right and the loader on the left. And now I just made some really meaningful changes to the footage so that you can see a difference. And now watch what happens. I just clicked on pass through, and you should be able to see the footage on the left but not on the right. That's because I choose the wrong node. Let's take the color corrector node, and everything is working like expected. It's turning on and off and on and off. Good. And the loader node here won't be affected by that at all. Whew, what do we know by now? We know that these here are the tool settings. We have image view windows with a lot of buttons attached to them. And we have a flow. In my flow I have footage, and I worked on that footage, and now I would like to export it. Therefore I need the saver node, this one. Once again, a browser window pops up, and this time Fusion wants to know where do you want to export to. Here's okay, I give it a name, boom. Then I change my output format. Here I choose QuickTime Attention. If you are working on a Windows machine, please do not do that anymore. It won't be supported in the future. Okay, we have a loader that loads our footage and a saver that saves it, and we have done something in between. These three nodes are connected right now, but of course you can cut this connection if you need to, simply by clicking on this wire. Boom. And to reconnect them, simply drag from the output to the input of a node. The output is always this red little dot. Okay, cool. Long tutorial, I know. Please bear with me, we're almost there. This light gray area is the area that right now would be rendered. By default, Fusion's timeline is set to 1000 frames, or actually 1001 from frame 0 to frame 1000, but fortunately we do not need it to be that long. In the loader node I can check the length of my clip, 420 frames, so here at frame 419, because the timeline is starting at 0, Fusion has defined the out point. That 419 can then be typed into the field right next to the out point field, which makes the timeline much clearer, and we can now use its entire length. But now let's say we do not want to render everything out. Scrubbing through the material, we recognize we only need to render from frame 0 to frame 74. Then I can set a new out point there. And once again, light gray area will get rendered, dark gray not. Good. Now all that's left to do is to click on that magic render button. It's down here. Click. Dialog box. Okay, here we can choose between a final version, and hey, that looks like final, or a preview version. We could turn the motion blur on or off, or lower the clip size, for example, but we know that is our final version. So we can start the render, and I won't do you the favor and speed this process up. No, I won't. Let's wait together. Now this is usually the part where I try to tell a good joke. But my jokes are not funny in German, so why would they in English? Okay. In the meantime, let's just hope it finishes soon. And I'm pretty happy that I not rendered all the 420 frames. You should thank me for that. Okay. Render completed. Some informations. How long did it take? How long did it take for a frame? Okay. And now we have managed to get our first clip out of Fusion. That clip can now be sent to our friends and colleagues or to our clients. Those clients will be very, 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 very pleased with this work. And now, recap time. We have image view windows. I have 2 right now. If I would love to work with more, I could easily do that. We have the flow section down here. This is where we build our node trees. A timeline at the very bottom. By the way, this here is an advanced timeline. Back to the flow. We have some transport options. This loop function, I could turn it into ping pong mode. Let me quickly show you what this is doing. It's playing forward and backwards. And one more, forward, backward. Okay. Or I can turn that off completely. I like the loop function, so most of the time this is turned on. Okay, here we could stop. Good. Right mouse click here and you can choose audio for reference. Browser window, choose a track. I cancel that. Be aware that this will never be more than reference audio. Never. You can offset your track if you need to, but that's it. And honestly, that is okay. Fusion is simply not meant to be an audio tool. No audio is fine for me in most cases. These buttons here are, yes, a topic for another video. Tool settings section. The modifiers, we haven't even talked about the modifiers. But hey, this video is only about the very, very basics of Fusion, and I hope I covered even half of them. Well, maybe I did. If you have any more questions, please comment below or write me a message. Otherwise, thanks for watching. 20 minutes, pretty long, I know that. Thank you very, very much. See you next time. Bye.